Right now at noon, the Kansas City Chiefs are once again taking home the Vince Lombardi Trophy. Highlights from Super Bowl 57.
And this spring-like weather, perfect weather to install a new sidewalk. We're going to talk about how warm it's going to be, how long it's going to last, and about rain moving in that might make this work a little more difficult coming up.
And celebrity cameos dominate this year's Super Bowl ads. We take a look at the commercials everyone is talking about.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Chiefs Nation is buzzing with excitement today after Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs bring home a victory in Super Bowl 57. This is KOAM News at Noon. I'm Tanya Bach. The championship parade is set for noon on Wednesday in Kansas City. It's expected to last about 90 minutes, ending with a rally in front of Union Station. Now, schools in the Kansas City Metro have canceled classes to allow students and teachers to watch and participate. And the nation was watching last night. The game was a nail-biter with the Chiefs coming out on top to hoist the Vince Lombardi Trophy for the second time since 2020. Danya Bacchus is in Glendale, Arizona with a look at the night's biggest moments.
The Kansas City Chiefs are Super Bowl champions.
Never gets old standing right here. This is a great tribute to the National Football League, a great tribute to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Quarterback Patrick Mahomes was the game's MVP.
So I just want to thank my teammates, all the hard work they put in, my coaches, Coach Reed, and all the coaches that helped me be who I am.
Despite taking a hit on his recently injured ankle, Mahomes led his team back from a 10-point deficit at halftime, putting the Chiefs in position to kick what would be the game-winning field goal with just seconds left on the clock. Fans in Kansas City celebrated.
It was definitely nerve-wracking, but we did it.
But for Philadelphia, heartbreak.
It hurts. It hurts. Yeah, it's a tough one.
History was made at Super Bowl 57. For the first time, 2 black quarterbacks faced off, and also 2 brothers, Travis and Jason Kelsey, took to the field on opposing teams.
You know, you joke around all the time and say that you want to be your brother in the biggest stage ever, but it's a weird feeling.
I'm sure we'll have a more emotional interaction. Still frustrated at that point, but really, really happy for Trav.
The big game also featured all-star music performances from actress Shirley Ralph, Kenneth Babyface Edmonds, and Chris Stapleton. His soulful national anthem brought coaches and players to tears. Singer Rihanna shocked fans with her visible baby bump while cramming over a dozen hits into her high-flying halftime show. Danya Bacchus, CBS News, Glendale, Arizona.
Well, in addition to his Super Bowl 57 MVP award, quarterback Patrick Mahomes also won the NFL MVP award for the past season. Well, needless to say, the party didn't stop for Chiefs fans after the game. Many made their way to Academy Sports in Joplin, which opened its doors after the win, so fans could buy Super Bowl championship gear. And for one couple at Academy, the night wrapped up a pretty memorable 2023.
I was just telling her, this is our 3rd ring this year. We got our wedding rings, her Astros ring, and Chiefs Super Bowl ring, man. Yeah! Super exciting.
Academy says they plan to have official Super Bowl merchandise on sale all week long. Well, we're still in the heart of winter, but at least today we get a break. Chris Warner joins us with a first look at the forecast.
Yeah, we are having an absolutely beautiful day. Now, these guys down here, you can't see them anymore, pouring that sidewalk. They did not call in to work today. They went ahead and they're making that sidewalk out there, but I know some folks decided that today might be a good day to take it off, and honestly, it really is, because take a look at this. Beautiful skies from 7th and Range Line, 32nd and Range Line, the MoDOT camera there looking great, and on top of that, it feels great out there. Yesterday, made it up to 63 after starting at 31, well above our average high, but our average low not that far off pace, and we're still a ways away from making any records across the area. Temperatures so far already into the 50s. 51 Iola, Fort Scott, 50 Pittsburgh, Lamar, Nevada, 52 in Joplin, 51 Miami, and 52 Anderson and Neosho. Here's a look at what's coming up down the road. For the rest of today, we are warm and sunny. It's a gorgeous day outside, wonderful day. However, we've got rain and storms as we head into our Tuesday, and then we're watching a 40-degree temperature drop Wednesday into Wednesday night. That's not a typo, that's a fact that is going to be alarming here in just a few minutes. So remember, of course, when you're out and about, scan that QR code or go to your favorite app store, download the KOAM Skywatch weather app. You can keep us with you anywhere you go. We're going to talk more about the rain tomorrow and that big temperature drop here in a few minutes. Tanya?
All right, thanks, Chris. What started off as a suspected Chinese spy balloon shot down 9 days ago off the coast of South Carolina has now become a much broader intelligence investigation with more flying objects taken out of the sky. On Sunday, the U.S. military took down yet another unidentified flying object. That makes 3 over the last 3 days, one in Alaska, another in Canada's Yukon territory, and a third over Lake Huron. U.S. officials are still trying to identify the 3 most recent objects. They say those 3 were much smaller, looked different, and flew at lower altitudes than the suspected Chinese spy balloon. Now, China now claims the U.S. has flown more than 10 high-altitude balloons over its airspace in the last few years. U.S. security officials deny the accusations, saying it's the latest example of China trying to do damage control. Well, the earthquakes that shook Turkey and Syria 1 week ago today are now among the deadliest this century. The confirmed death toll has now surpassed 35,000 people. Miraculously, survivors are still being rescued, though they're far outnumbered by the grim discoveries of bodies. This morning, the United Nations announced its rescue phase is coming to a close as support now switches to providing food and shelter for the displaced. Let's look at today's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Up next on KOAM News at noon, you can't have a Super Bowl without Super Bowl commercials, and there were lots of celebrity sightings in this year's ads. And later, we're making baked spaghetti cake in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. With more than 100 million adults watching in the U.S., the Super Bowl was advertisers' biggest night of the year. Brands paid $7 million for a 30-second spot during the game. Chris Van Cleve looks at the ads that got the most buzz.
Aren't you a little old for high school?
This year's Super Bowl ad blitz included throwbacks to cult classic movies. And TV shows.
Popcorners. You're an artist. Actually, Jesse, it's just basic ingredients.
But at the end of the day, you really end up seeing these big celebrities because brands want the most recognition.
Viewers may have also noticed some collaborations.
General Motors is going electric, and Netflix is joining
with companies sharing the cost of a Super Bowl spot.
Scott, you know the rules. No shrinking and drinking.
Most ads were anything but alcohol-free. After Anheuser-Busch gave up their exclusive rights, it made room for others to flood the screen.
That's a team, ladies and gentlemen.
While many ads played on nostalgia with big names.
Everyone saves me, way more.
These promoted an even bigger name. Christians spent around $20 million on a pair of ads as part of a campaign for Jesus.
Jesus is in a bit of a rebrand right now. They're going out to rebrand Jesus to make him appeal to more younger people.
Japanese pharmaceutical company raised awareness around an atypical Super Bowl topic, menopause.
Oh, menopause, yay.
But overall, Madison Avenue was back in true form, selling celebrity gimmicks slathered with cheese.
Ham and brie, I get it.
At a reported $7 million for 30 seconds, that'll cost plenty of dough. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, Glendale, Arizona.
You did it, Adam Driver.
My favorite was the John Travolta one. Well, U2 ran an ad announcing its Las Vegas residency that showed unidentified orbs floating over cities. That ad ran on the same day the U.S. announced it shot down a 4th unidentified flying object. Still to come on the KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
Imagine the surprise on everyone's face when you tell them you're serving cake for dinner. Stick around. It'll all make sense.
And today's a perfect day for cake, maybe a little victory cake. However, we are tracking some showers and even thunderstorms on the way. We're going to break it all down when we come back. Well, believe it or not, it is February the 13th. It is not March or April 13th, despite the fact that it is very spring-like out there, and it's going to remain that way for at least a couple more days before that, terrifying 40-degree drop we were talking about. Our camera at 7th and Rangeline looks absolutely wonderful out there. We take a look at the MoDOT camera from 32nd and Rangeline while there's some traffic to contend with. Same situation, absolutely gorgeous. Now, we do have this wind advisory for most of the area. It officially kicks in at 6 tomorrow morning and runs through Wednesday at 3 in the morning. And we'll talk about why that is here in just a moment. Right now, though, nothing to worry about. In fact, take a look. It says very specifically the wind is calm. We're 52 in Joplin. Obviously clear skies out there, looking great across the region. 51, Iola up to 54, Yates Center, Chanute, 51, Parsons, Chatopa, Miami, 52, Neosho, Anderson, and 50, Lamar and Nevada here at the noon hour. As we go through the rest of our afternoon, still looking at that high right around 60 degrees. Some of us topping out in the upper 50s, some of us topping out in the lower 60s. We'll have those clouds begin to increase this afternoon, and then we'll just be plain old cloudy by 6 o'clock down to 52. And as we head into the evening, we'll remain cloudy. We're going to hit 48. Believe it or not, a low of 47 still expected right around 9 o'clock tonight. And then temperatures will start to climb again overnight. And as we head late into tonight, showers become a likely situation across the area. So let's take a look. Here's one system that's now going to bring us the southerly breeze. And that's why we're warm today, and that's why we're going to be somewhat warm tomorrow despite the rain, and we're going to be warm again on Wednesday. Now, as we go into tomorrow morning, here comes this batch of showers and even a few thunderstorms out there. There is not a significant risk of severe weather at this time. It edges kind of close to us, but I think for the most part we are looking at just good old-fashioned thunderstorms bringing us some continued much-needed rain. There will be a brief break in the activity before another round moves in later in the afternoon and into the evening hours, and that will allow us to still warm up just a bit. And that system kicks out of here. Here comes round two. And this is coming in late Wednesday, early Thursday morning. We could see some light showers right along and south of I-44. However, some of us, especially in our northwestern counties, could get in on a little light snow activity as we head into early Thursday morning. And then that kicks out of here, and then we'll be cold, and then we'll warm back up again. So let's talk about rain real quick. Anywhere from roughly ½ an inch upwards of possibly 3/4 of an inch of rain. And if we do see any thunderstorms, then that could, of course, increase those totals. And you could see as we head into the overnight hours where those rain chances really start to ramp up across the region. And then you also see back behind me where we get that break in the morning before another round comes along. And here's why we have the wind advisory. We go into midnight tonight even. We've got gusts pushing upwards of 40 miles an hour. And as we go through tomorrow, those wind gusts 40, 45, 50, some of us could even see gusts up to 55 miles an hour. Now, let's look ahead. Up to 56 tomorrow with those thunderstorms, 65 Wednesday. Here's this 40-degree drop down to 25 degrees Wednesday night, only making it to 35 Thursday, down to 18 Thursday night. Still cold Friday and Friday night. But then as we head into the weekend, the clouds increase. We do have some shower chances late Sunday, but those temperatures increase as well as we see them climbing back into the 50s to near 60 by Sunday. So it is one heck of a roller coaster ride we are on over the next few days.
Yeah, we can handle a few showers this week. We always need the rain.
We absolutely need that rain, so no complaints there. It's the temperatures. They just need to find a good balance.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
we're going to go from spring to winter, back to spring again in the course of 7 days.
As long as we end on the up. I like that.
I like that too.
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, stick around. We're making a baked spaghetti cake in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Well, you'll need to pull out your springform cake pan to make today's dinner recipe. It may sound odd, but just wait until your family tastes it. Howard shows us how to make his baked spaghetti cake in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Over the years, we've made spaghetti every which way. We've served it topped with meatballs and sauce, tossed it with pesto, and even shaped it into a pie filled with ricotta cheese. Well, today we're going all out with something new. A baked spaghetti cake that's brimming with crumbled sausage, Italian cheeses, and of course, spaghetti. Just watch how easy it is. We start by adding some ricotta and Parmesan cheese to a few beaten eggs, along with garlic powder, black pepper, and some spaghetti sauce. After that's mixed, we add some crumbled Italian sausage that we cooked with chopped green peppers and onions. Now, our spaghetti gets tossed in and the whole thing goes into a springform pan before getting baked off. Right before it's done, we spoon more sauce over the top and sprinkle it with some shredded mozzarella, and back into the oven it goes until the cheese is melty. There you have it, a massive looking cake that'll satisfy any pasta lover. Maybe top each slice with a bit more sauce and let the feast begin. To get the recipe for what we call baked spaghetti cake, simply visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a spaghetti-licious way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Kind of like a lasagna with spaghetti noodles. You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Here's a look at our 4 state market prices.
Up to 56 tomorrow. Scattered thunderstorms through the day with some heavy rain possible and a wind advisory, as we can see gusts upwards of 40, 45, 50, even 55 miles an hour. 65 Wednesday, 40-degree drop in temperatures with a light wintry mix possible in our northwestern counties into Thursday. Cold Thursday and Friday, and then we warm up again as we head into the weekend. So buckle up for this intriguing ride on temperatures.
Yeah, that's right. Got a roller coaster this week, that's for sure.
Yes, so.
What do we have coming up tonight at 5?
Well, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. You need to remember that. And what better way to spoil that special someone, maybe even yourself, than with chocolate? In Health Watch, new research sheds light on why we find it so seductive. Plus, we're going to check in on local businesses prepping for the day designed for sweethearts. And February is American Heart Month. We're going to meet a 4-state woman who says a pacemaker saved her life 30 years ago. Hope you join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's coming up today on KOAM News at 5.
All right, thank you, Down. Thanks for joining us for KOAM News at Noon. We'll see you right back here at 5 o'clock.